My mom here just having a fight.
Is she hitting her?
I'm talking to the police, Mommy. Stop it! Stop it! My baby! Stop it! Could you just send the police, please?
Okay, we're going to be there. What's going on?
They're having a fight because this has been going on forever and ever.
How's he hurting her?
He made some red marks on Mommy.
Where did he make the red marks on?
Her neck. Oh my God!
What's the matter? Is your mother... Hello? Shit.
Hello, my name is Colin Hardy. Most people know me, but most do not know I come from a family of domestic violence. From the time I was born to when I was 11, my biological father, who abused oxycodone and alcohol, beat me almost every day. He also beat my brother and my mom. Growing up, he was a truck driver, and we always knew that when he was out of town, we were the happiest, and we always feared when he was coming back home. What I want to talk about today is the last time I saw him when I was 11. The last time I saw him when he was 11, he returned home after being gone for a week. He accused my mom of being with other guys, even though she wasn't, and he took a knife to her throat. He cut her throat from the back all the way around the right edge to nearly her Adam's apple. It wasn't deep enough to be life-threatening, though there was lots of loss of blood. I dealt with this at 11. I stayed with her till paramedics got there, and then I stayed with her through the trial. And the worst part of it is he walked free, because that's just how it happens in America. Through this documentary, I want others to be aware of domestic violence and how serious it is, and how it's a whole lot closer to home than any of us think. I want this PSA to serve as a warning to others to stand up, speak up, and help prevent domestic violence. Thank you.
I've never really spoken much about my home life, minus the fact I have grown up in an unsupportive environment. Most people I grew up with knew some of my irritableness and aggressiveness at some point in time during my school years. When I was little 5-year-old Denise, Nisha they'd call me, one of the most vivid memories I have occurred. I can rarely recall a few times my father was actually sober. One night my parents were arguing in the kitchen about something. I can't remember exactly what or they were fighting about, but my sister and I were in the other room, eavesdropping, hidden from sight under the bed. Things got heated, and my wee little heart started pounding really fast because I was scared. He was really angry that time and pushed her against the wall and slapped her. She begged and pleaded for him to stop. My sister and I dragged ourselves out trying to help her, but it was all so fast. He threw her wrestler mode on the floor and she hit her head. He always had steel toe boots, and he kicked her repeatedly until I was sure she was dead. Beer bottle in hand, he pulled out his arm like a school bus after he had dragged her by her hair into the living room and poured the rest of his beer on her head. We were forced to watch things like this all the time. The spider pleas. No 5-year-old should fear losing their mom or run away scared of their abusive father.
They are punched, kicked. They're beaten while trying to hold on to their babies. They are strangled, choked, burned with cigarettes, doused with kerosene and lighter fluid and set on fire. They are run over by cars and trucks. They have their teeth knocked out with hammers. They are stabbed with everything from knives to ice picks to screwdrivers, anything that penetrates. Their children are forced to watch their assaults and torture, and they're often tied up and forced to watch the torture and molestation of their own children. Am I describing atrocities committed in some foreign country by enemy soldiers in a country at war? Am I describing atrocities about which Amnesty International and other human rights organizations are writing to you and pleading for money? I'm describing domestic violence as it occurs in America. Yes, there is a war against women and children in this country.
For every woman who's ever thought that I'm staying because I want to make it okay for my children, the damage to your children, emotionally and spiritually, even though your children may never get hit, the damage to them doesn't even begin to compare to whatever your emotional or physical damage is, because you just can't undo it. It cannot be undone.
It's time for change. Please stand up, speak out, and let's end domestic violence.